happy to be joined by Warren Spector, creative director of Epic Mickey, and just one of the gaming gods that are out there. Thank you so much for your time. Tomorrow City is what we're looking at. I think it's pretty clear if you've ever gone to Disneyland that Tomorrowland is at least an element. What aspects of Tomorrowland were you trying to capture here?
Well, what we wanted to do was capture that spirit of, there's a great big beautiful tomorrow, right? These characters are lost in a world of forgotten and rejected Disney creative efforts, and this is kind of a place of hope for them.
Now, what are some of the those rides, those things that really do stand out from Tomorrowland that you've placed in the level?
Well, you got to have the People Mover. You got to have the Moonliner rocket. I mean, that's been at Disneyland almost from the beginning. We had to do the Carousel of Progress. That's always been, I don't know if I want to say one of my favorites, but certainly one of those rides that I have really fond memories of from my childhood, and it's changed over the years, and so it was a perfect thing to put in this land.
Obviously, there's elements from the cartoons and from all the creative product of Disney that's in Tomorrow City. If you wouldn't mind sort of giving us things to look out for.
We use a cartoon called Plutopia to get you there and get you out of here. So that was one of the stranger cartoons from Disney's 50s period. And then this is mostly theme park inspired.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of cartoon inspiration in this land, just because it seemed a little less appropriate. But certainly there are elements of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I don't think it's revealing too much to say. In the prop archive in Burbank on the studio lot, we found a model that had been used in, to do the original planning for the Nautilus in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. It was unbelievable. I mean, there it was right in front of me. So we had to include that.
One of the things also, looking at this, is it really demonstrates how much platforming is in the game. I think some other stuff we've seen is sort of more exploring around a hub world, but you really have some challenging platforming in it.
Absolutely. We wanted platforming challenges. You can't have, at least in my dream world, the best of Mario, Zelda, and Deus Ex if you don't have some Mario in there, right? The structure of the game is very Zelda-like. I mean, hub worlds with spokes that lead out to action spaces. That's a very Zelda structure. Once you get into those action spaces, we really wanted a lot of platforming action that you can kind of tune based on how you use paint and thinner.
In terms of the combat in the game, obviously that's not like the central focus of it, but all platformers have, there's the enemies there. How complex is it in terms of how you approach it, both with paint and thinner?
You're right. Combat is not the focus of the game, but clearly, that's one of the central challenges of a platform game or a role-playing game or an action adventure. So it's there. It's probably a little deeper, a little more sophisticated than people expect, because you have to be able to defeat all the enemies in the game or befriend them.
I would hope that someone watching this interview right now will sort of hear what you're saying about the game and realize that this is a very, very complex, sophisticated game. But there is that temptation for people. They see Mickey Mouse, or if they saw any other type of cartoon character, they think that somehow it has to be reductive in terms of its scope and what it's asking the player to do.
I'm sure a lot of people think, Mickey Mouse equals kids game. And I'm thrilled. I can't even tell you how excited I am that we've done a lot of playing with kids. And 8 and 9-year-olds just get it. In fact, I think they get it better than the adults.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, they actually start, playing, and they experiment with stuff. They don't worry about looking silly or making a mistake or anything like that. I mean, it's a cartoon. Nothing ever dies. So what do you have to lose? Try weird stuff.
When is Epic Mickey coming out?
November 30th in the United States, exclusively on the Wii.
All right, well, I can't wait. Thank you so much for your time, Warren. Always a pleasure.
My pleasure, too.